afternoon, I'm Raine Musñgi. This is Newsfeed. After kicking off the week with a rally, the Philippine Stock Exchange Index pulls back. The main index falling 0.6% to 6806. Value turnover quite anemic at 4.6 billion pesos. Decliners outnumbering advancers 110 to 82. Investors are turning cautious as inflation pressures from a weak peso to the impact of recent storms mount. Billionaire Enrique Razon's ICTSI was a big drag, falling 6% following Monday's climb. Ayala Corporation also lost 4%. S&P Global Ratings raises the credit rating outlook of the Philippines from stable to positive. It also kept the sovereign credit rating at BBB+. S&P cites effective policymaking and fiscal reforms for the outlook upgrade. It says the recent passage of the Create More law makes the Philippines more attractive to investors. For Finance Chief Ralph Recto, the upgrade is a vote of confidence in the leadership of President Bongbong Marcos and his economic policies. The Philippine government's infrastructure spending hitting 1.14 trillion pesos in the first 3 quarters of the year. The Budget Department says this is nearly 12% higher compared to the 1 trillion peso infra spending recorded in the same period last year. It adds the current amount represents around 75% of the total 1.5 trillion peso allocation for infrastructure for 2024. The Philippine government is banking on infrastructure spending to boost the country's economic growth and hit this year's 6 to 7% expansion target. Tech billionaire Elon Musk seems to be playing favorites. After Tesla's much-anticipated debut, another one of his ventures, X, now has its first customer support hub in the Philippines. It's located at McKinley West, another premier township of Bilyonaryo Kevin Tan's Mega World. Tesla's first showroom in the Philippines is at Uptown Bonifacio, another Mega World township. Donald Trump may not be back at the White House just yet, but trade wars are already brewing. The president-elect vowed to hike tariffs on 3 of the largest trading partners of the U.S., Canada, Mexico, and China. Trump said he will impose an additional 10% tariff on goods from China over its failure to stop the entry of drugs into the U.S. He also plans to impose a 25% tariff on Canada and Mexico until they clamp down on drugs and migrants crossing the U.S. border. Trump's proposal, though, will likely violate the U.S.-Mexico-Canada free trade deal. China slams Trump's trade policy. Beijing's embassy in Washington says no one will win in a trade war. It adds trade cooperation between the U.S. and China will benefit both nations. China's envoy to Australia also weighing in on Trump's announcement.
Of course, the U.S. policy on trade with China, with other countries as well, will have impact, and that is really an important element that we have to consider. I think the first thing most for us to do perhaps is to continue the good relation and momentum between our two countries and see what we can do together to promote for global trade instead of compromising our respective national interest and our common interest.
And before we go, here are today's market winners and losers. And those are the news this hour. I'm Raine Musñgi. Stay tuned to BNC on Free TV Channel 31, Channel 24 on Cignal, and on our website, bnc.ph. Thanks for watching.